It's 92.9 The Beat, Hawaii's #1 for hip-hop. What up? It's Romeo Valentine, and we are live in the Hawaiian Financial Music Hall, the iHeartRadio Music Hall, with a very special guest, Michael Yo. What's up?
What's up? Let's do this, Romeo.
Man, welcome to Hawaii, man. You've been here countless times.
Yep.
You've touched the culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, what is going to be different this time around now that you're here, bro?
So as far as comedy-wise, I got all new material that people are going to see from last year. We've already sold more tickets than we have, and we haven't even done shows yet. So it's like everything's growing, and that's what I love about Hawaii. It's almost like you have to touch the culture over and over for people to be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, we accept you. You're one of us. Let's go. Yeah. You know, and I feel it building out here, and that's what I'm excited for, man. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, of course. You know, I think last time you were here, and I loved it, man. You did a video walking down the streets.
With Tamua.
With Tamua. And I was like, man, this is genius. This is great. The acting was perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this is, I mean, how'd you link up with Tamua? Because, I mean, he was like the guy coming out.
Yeah, he was the guy coming out of COVID that blew up for y'all in Hawaii, and then started coming to the mainland, and we just became friends. You know, he helped me out with that video, got a lot of exposure for me. So we shot another one that's on my Instagram at Michael Yo. It's pretty funny, where he brings me to Zippy's for the first time.
Oh, dope.
We're at Zippy's, but the one in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got a Zippy's in Las Vegas. They just opened it. So I went out there and tried one of the breakfasts. And I'm going to mess up the name. Loco Moco?
Yeah, Loco Moco.
Yeah, so I had the Loco, but he didn't tell. I ordered it with scrambled eggs, and he got so mad at me. He goes, "You're not supposed."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing, you mainlander? Don't order it with scrambled eggs." He's like, "You're embarrassing me right now." Man. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know either
because I don't eat eggs.
There you go.
No, but you get the egg, and I guess you.
They wanted it. It's supposed to like.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You break it, and
it like just oozes all over it. But I'm not into the ooze either.
Me neither. Like I said, the eggs will make me want to throw up. So. I'll be at Zippy's in the bathroom.
There you go. But no, he's been a great dude. It's great to see him blow up. And he basically embraces what I love about Hawaii, just nice people that really look out for people. And they're I don't know, man, it's just weird being out here because I don't ever feel ego. I'm sure there is, because there's ego everywhere, but not in the streets walking around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's chill. We're on a lifetime vacation if you're living here,
This is Hawaii right here. We get off the plane, we jump in a rental car, we're driving, a guy wants to get over. He just puts his hand out the window, hey, just does the shaka, and I'm like, and how could you not let a guy over that gives you that, right? You're just like, all right, go ahead, yeah, sure.
You know what's crazy is if somebody's not letting you over and you just stick your hand out the window and throw a shaka, then they'll let you over. Like that's the trick. I mean, because I've been like, oh, this guy's not letting me over. Let me just stick my hand out the window.
Yeah,
and then they stop.
And they stop because this thing right here, you're like, oh yeah, it's almost like a peace offering.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I don't want to ruin your day, but hey, let me over. You know, I love it.
I was in LA at one time, and I did that.
Yeah.
My friends I was with was like, don't do that. Yeah. And I was like, why? They said that's a gang sign. And I was like, that's a gang sign. No, we just saying thank you.
Yeah, I don't know that gang.
I don't know what that.
It's
I know.
Happy gang.
He's like, he's like, you might shock at the wrong person.
Well, if you're in the wrong neighborhood, you throw anything up outside of a car, they may get it confused. So yeah.
Man, so you have just a catalog of things you've done.
Radio, TV. I got my own podcast.
First season of Fear Factor. I was watching it. And I was watching it like a year ago, and I was like, bro, that's Michael Yo.
Man, I was on kids. Dude, not just the first season. I was on the first episode ever shot.
Yeah,
I was in the pilot.
Oh my.
So that's where I met Joe Rogan back in the day. I've known him for like 22 years, and I remember meeting him at this place on Hollywood Boulevard. They brought the whole cast out there, and they brought us to this, I forgot the place name, but we all rode bulls, the fake bull on Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Strip. It was awesome, man, and we've been friends ever since. But it was crazy how that show, we were the first episode, and to see how long it went and how it was when we were on it, it was about the story of the characters.
Yeah. Because
the people from real world actually started, and then it just became who's hot doing stunts. That's what it became. But I like the way it started. It was fun.
When it started, it was authentic. I think that's.
And speaking about authentic, I was a radio DJ in Austin.
That's right, at the time.
I saw an ad that said, want to try something exciting? And I was like, I never do anything. Yeah, why not? They go, we don't even have a name for the show. Yeah. They interviewed me and they booked me on it.
Was that the first like TV experience you had?
First TV thing ever. And then I got that TV bug.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay, I like this.
How'd you like start to like, all right, how'd you take, live? Because I feel like sometimes when people do the live route, they get like capped with, all right, this guy was just on that TV show.
No, you know what? But I did it right. I think I did that fear factor. But let me tell you the life-changing. I don't know if it's life-changing, but career-changing. You remember when TRL was big? I don't know.
Yes.
So with Carson Daly, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. That's
So
my time.
I introduced it. I was one of the people out in Times Square yelling.
Yeah.
So Carson Daly came out.
Okay.
And I remember I was close to him.
Yeah.
He goes, you want to introduce the #1 song? And back then it was Korn, Freak on a Leash. I think that's a Korn song, right? So I go, just like, Korn, Freak on a Leash. And then I told him, I was a radio DJ. And I go, how do I get to where you are? And he goes, it's all about a reel. You got to shoot stuff. And so they can see, that's your resume. Basically, they need to know how you are on camera.
Yeah.
They're not just going to come to you. So then what I started to do was just go to my local news. Like I was in my Austin at the time.
Yeah.
So I would talk to the local news because it was a DJ. I said, give me a segment or have me talk about events or something. So I pitched myself and they're like, all right. So then I got that tape. And then I went to another news station, got that tape. And then all of a sudden I'm on all the stations and I'm building this reel where people know how I look.
Wow.
On camera.
Yeah.
And then I got a shot at E! Entertainment back in the day. That's what kicked it off.
Sick.
So with basically no TV experience, they heard me on the radio. They go, we love his personality.
Yeah.
Bring him in. They hired me. So it's just roles. I'm always open to opportunity, though. I never shut anything out.
Yeah.
You always gotta, I don't want to say yes to everything, but I'm open to it,
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think that's the key. I mean, you
Yeah.
gotta pick and choose here and there. Some things you gotta deny, and it's okay to say no.
It is.
And
I think the key to life, this is success for me. Some people it's money, some people it's fame, some people it's being able to say no, and not having to do things you don't want to do because you need money.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but like I said, it's not a lot of as long as you're happy and living your life right, the money, how much you have. Doesn't matter. It matters because some people say if you have millions, you're successful. Yeah. That's not to me. Yeah, it's having enough money where if you ask me to do something I don't want to do, I don't have to take because I need that money. It's no, because I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And to me, that's success when you can say no to stuff you don't want to do. Because we all know, especially in radio, coming up, you want to do the overnight shift? No, you don't. But you got to keep building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we say yes to a lot of things we really don't want to say yes to keep building. And then once you don't need to say yes to those things, that's success for me.
Yeah. No, I think, my first step in radio, I was doing it overnight. So I can say that.
I was 2 to 5 a.m. because you want your shot.
That's what you started. I was 18 years old,
Yeah, but have somebody ask me if I want to do a 2 to 5 shift now. I'd be like, oh, hell no.
I got kids at home.
Right? That's right.
We got to get to bed. We got to wake up, breakfast in the morning.
That's right. It's a different game now.
Man, so, jumping into comedy, I mean, what was the thing that really pushed you forward to...
Joe Coy.
Joe Coy, really?
So I was on this show called Chelsea Lately.
Yeah, of course.
And Joe Coy was on it, and we just became really good friends. He didn't live that far. We were always at each other's house. And one day he looked at me and said, you need to try comedy. You're funny. You got an Asian mom. We got a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
You're good. Because we would just talk about our moms and our families.
Yeah.
And he goes, you got to take that out on the road because it's so original.
Yeah.
He goes, you're not just talking about a dating app. You're talking about real stuff, and nobody can take that from you. These are your stories. And I went up for the first time in Miami, and I did really well my first time.
Wow.
I fell in love with it. I called my mom and said, "This is what I was born to do." And literally 2 years later, I dropped everything, TV and everything, and just did comedy.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle because it was a lot of money I was losing. But now I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because before I was doing a job I wasn't happy at. But now I love what I do. I love talking to people. I still on the radio, I'm on Sirius, but I get to talk to radio people. I love doing it,
Yeah.
I love comedy. Everything I do now, I love.
Yeah, no, I noticed when you jumped in, you're asking questions, and I can tell your heart is in it, bro. You know a guy who just loves the the art and loves the culture, the atmosphere of and that's
you know what I love about radio? Like when you're on a morning show, or when you're doing a live show, it's the only medium that someone can call you and be like, I disagree.
Yeah, every day.
Every day, they can actually touch you. Yeah. Where, of course, now it's different with Instagram and stuff, but you don't have to get back to them.
Yeah.
When they call and you let them through, you're talking to them. And that's pretty cool, man.
That is.
And that's one thing where I don't care how much social media there is. I don't care about how much TV it is. When things go wrong in the city, they all want their local stations, TV, and radio. They all turn to, because they're depending on you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? And that's what I love about what we do. Like, if something were to happen here, a hurricane or whatever, or a drive home, an accident on this, people turn into their local stations because they want to hear, they want to feel the culture. And that's in any city,
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit a spot on. I think a lot of people don't think like that because they don't have the background of radio. Because every time there's something that happens, we get the call. We got to be here.
Absolutely.
Like driving through the storm to get here so we can go and let everybody know what's going on.
I was in Miami and a big hurricane hit. And they had us locked up at the station for like a week because we were the voice. Yeah. Everything went out. Yeah. But we were the voice of that station, and people turn into their local stations because that's when you really feel the love from the city. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any crazy celebrity stories? I mean, you've met everybody and anybody. I mean,
I have a lot of stories with celebrities that I can't say.
Well, those are the ones we want to hear then.
But you know what was cool about Miami? Yeah. Every celebrity that came out with, we would throw down in all the clubs. We would go out to we went to this club called Bed, and that was back in the day. That was a spot. It was just a club full of beds, and they would just put hot chicks everywhere. It wasn't like a whorehouse or anything. It was literally a club where you know how people have booths. Yeah. You buy your bottle, but it was a bed. So everybody just laying around the club and people dance. Oh man, that was insane.
Was it a twin or a king?
Oh, it was a king. It was a king. It was a California king.
Depends how much you paid that night.
That's right. It depends. If you didn't have a lot of money, you would get the little single.
You would get a bunk bed if you. Bro,
but no, it was fun, man. I've went out with a lot of these artists too, and it's great. Like Enrique Iglesias is a good friend of mine.
Oh man!
So
Enrique Iglesias is a friend of yours?
Yeah, man. I met him in Miami.
He's a legend, bro.
Let me tell you, I was in Miami, and he says he did a show for our radio station, and he goes, "Hey, man, we got along," and he goes, "I'm gonna call you when I get back from vacation. I'm gonna call you." And I'm like, yeah, okay. I live in Miami. He lives in Miami. I'm like, yeah. So 3 months later, I get this phone call. I'm like, hello? He goes, hey, it's Enrique. I go, shut up, click. And then he calls back, and he goes, this is Enrique Iglesias. And then we went out to dinner that night, and then we've been friends ever since.
Wow.
He's a dope dude, man.
Dang.
And so humble, so down to earth, great father.
Wow.
It's there are a couple of numbers in my phone when they call me. Yeah. I'm still like, I can't believe,
you can't believe it is my friend.
I'm still giddy about it, because I love entertainment. I love what we do. Yeah. But when you have that person's number in your phone and they call you, you're like it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though you know them, you're like, other people think they're the biggest celebrity in the world, and they're calling you saying, hey, you want dinner? You want to go grab dinner? And that's pretty cool, man.
You want to hang out? You want to do this?
Yeah,
hey, what's up, bro? I'm in town. Where you at?
Exactly, man.
Yeah, that's a cool.
It's cool, and everybody. And maybe not the magnitude of Enrique Iglesias, but we all have a person on our phone where it's like, yo, that's crazy that I even know this person.
Yeah. Who is it that you haven't met that you would love to meet?
Well, that got crossed off. I always wanted to meet Denzel Washington.
Oh, really? Denzel?
And every time I was about to interview, Denzel got canceled. Literally, we were at the Oscars, I think, and he was walking towards me. They're going, you finally going to get him. He was walking towards me, and then right before he get to me, somebody grabbed him. And I was like, ah.
That's the worst.
But I finally interviewed him, and it was so fun. Because, it's interesting what I did on television. I interviewed celebrities. Yeah. But you would interview living legends. Like, when all said is not, Denzel's a legend.
Yes.
Al Pacino's a legend.
Oh, yeah.
Interviewed Leonardo DiCaprio's a legend.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there interviewing people that are legends. Yeah. And that's a crazy feeling when you step back. When you're in it, you're just interviewing them. But when you step back, you're like, I just interviewed a future legend is a legend,
Yeah,
and that's pretty cool. Like we do it with artists all the time.
Oh yeah, I've had many artists where I was like, whoa. My first interview, I was like maybe 19.
Yeah.
And the dude walked in to the room, and I was in the middle of an afternoon drive doing it live, and I was, doing a contest, giving away tickets to something, and then the dude walked in, he sat down, and I just and I just stopped because I was like, because this guy was like my favorite artist, like growing up, and I looked at him, and I just said, "Holy smokes, mother effing Ludacris!"
Oh yeah, he started as a radio DJ.
Yeah.
He started as a radio DJ, and Ludacris said he would hear rappers come in, and he goes, "I can do that."
Is that why he did it?
That's why he did it, because he had all these rappers come in. He was showing Hometown Love, and he goes, "These guys are horrible. I can do this," and he started, and he crushed it.
Oh, crushed it.
Ludacris is the man.
He figured it all out, from the acting to and which is great. I mean, just like you figured it all out.
Well, and here's a beautiful process: is you keep figuring it out, because it never stays the same. Because I'm hungry. Once I accomplish something, let's go to the next. Let's keep eating. Yeah. Like I want to keep. I'm like Pac-Man.
What keeps you with that drive? Like, what is it?
It's all about family. Yeah. Supporting my kids, my wife. They're the best things in my life, and everything I do is to watch my kids grow.
Yeah.
Like me doing this, me performing it. I want to build a successful career in every city, so that I can bring my family to my family's here. They're at Alani right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Disney, they're 7 and 4. They love Mickey Mouse. And last time I was there, I only took them to the breakfast because we stayed on the beach. Yeah. And my son looks at me and goes, "Why can't we stay here next time?" And I was like, so I saved up, and I'm finally splurging on it. So now they're out there, and that's what it's about, though. That makes me happy.
Oh, yeah.
Do I care that I'm there? No.
Yeah.
Me, I would be at like a $99 hotel.
I'm the same way, bro.
Like I'm very cheap like that.
Me too.
But every once in a while, you splurge for your kids, because the experience for them, I get joy out of seeing my kids so happy. Yeah. And that's what it's about. Yeah. So that's what we're doing this time.
And being a part of their lives, and just just enjoying it and enjoying every single moment.
It's so great. Like this morning I was sleeping, and my daughter, who's 4, she always sleeps by her mom. Mm-hmm. But this morning she got on my side of the bed.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it for the first, I was like melting. Wow. I didn't want to move or wake up. It was just this is amazing.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man.
Because they just love you so much, and they know you will protect, and they feel so comfortable that they're just with you. Yeah. My son's always like that with me, but it was one of the first times my daughter was just because she's a mama's girl right now for a couple, but now it's starting to cross over to daddy's going to protect me. Daddy has this, daddy, and it's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love it.
You got to milk it, bro. Cause I'll be honest. Kids,
they hate you later, I hear.
That's what I heard too, but
they don't want nothing to do with you, but we'll see.
We'll see. They grow fast. That's what I was going to say, is that they grow fast. And
they do.
Take a lot of videos.
Right? That's the difference. When I was growing up, there were maybe 10 pictures of me growing up.
You got to start having somebody draw. Can you draw what I could have looked like?
Yeah. Because our parents, we never had both parents in a picture. Because one had to take it. Now you can do selfies and all that stuff. Yeah. We had to take it to a photo shop to get the picture. I'm old. It was a different time back then. So.
Yeah. No, for sure. My dad was a photographer, so luckily he was always.
Oh yeah,
we were his test subjects.
Well, there you go. That's beautiful.
We were his test subject, man. So that's yeah. So yeah, man, it's awesome. Such a beautiful thing to have family. Being able to live the dream.
And be here, man.
And be in Hawaii.
There's the people here are amazing. And that's why I love coming out. Hopefully, like I said, I keep growing, and every year I can come back out and give them new material and just grow this thing here.
I know Hawaii loves you, man. And I know that Hawaii is connected because when we have multiple races in our backgrounds, all of us do,
That's right. We're all mixed.
Exactly. We're all mixed, and it's a beautiful thing. Nobody's judging anybody here. It's beautiful, know.
And that's eventually where everything's going to get to. And I'm just enjoying it, man. Yeah. I've gone from growing up where there were no interracial couples or animated shows on TV to now you can't get away from, you can't see a white couple together anymore or a straight black couple. It's got to be mixed somewhere, it's got to be mixed. Yeah. And of course it's an overcorrection, but it's great that now my kids can see that on television where I didn't see any of that for the first 30, 40 years of my life,
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's why it's such a beautiful thing. So you got two shows tonight.
2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night.
Blue Note, Hawaii.
Blue Note, Hawaii, one of my favorite places. And I'm excited, man. I just want the people to come out. Like I said, before I even landed, we already sold more tickets than last year.
Wow.
And it keeps going up. So every year I'm coming out and we're going to grow it, and do it, man.
Well, you have such a major presence on social media as well. So, everything, you're doing it right. Everything you're doing is right. And
but
I look up to it, man. I'm just going to say that.
But I'm late, though, too, because I was stubborn. I was the old school. Like, I was kind of like, I don't need social media to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
And then about 2 years ago, around the time I hooked up with Tamua, that was the first time I was like, all right, I'm going to go 100% in. I'm going to invest money in it. I'm going to get camera crews.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. And that's when things started to change. My special came out. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do something and spend all this money, let me do it right, because I don't want to be the person like, oh, how do you use this iPhone? I don't want to be that guy. And I was turning into that guy. I don't need social media, the Instagram, the TikToks. I don't want to be that dude. You know what I mean? The podcast, sure. Who needs that? But so I made a conscious decision to be like, all right, if I'm going to go all in, I'm going to go all in.
Yeah.
And if I lose money on some things, because to me, it's not about the money, losing money. The end goal for me in being a comedian is selling tickets.
Yeah.
That's where we make our money.
Yeah.
So everything I push out now is to sell my brand and to sell how I really am.
Marketing.
And I've figured it out. It took time, but I figured out because I've done a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
And I found out my audience, no matter when you look at the numbers, is 65, 70% women and 30% dudes, which means women are like, let's go see Michael Yo, and they drag their husbands.
Yep.
And then their husbands see me and like, oh, okay, it's cool. So it's kind of like, but I was trying to appeal to dudes. Dudes.
Found your target audience.
And then I was like, oh, dudes don't like me. Married dudes with kids like me. So stop being something you're not and just do the marriage stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about the marriage stuff.
Yeah.
Be the marriage, and be who you are.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to act cool and do all this stuff that I didn't even associate with.
Yeah.
And then once you find your real, like in comedy or radio, once you find your real voice, people love you because they know you. Yep.
And you bring the authentic, and they read it. I think the trust. I think that was a word of the year. I think last year was trust. And
they trust you.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. It's like no matter what job you do, when they tune in, they know they need to trust you. They know what you're giving them, and then they know if it's false.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's kind of like saying a joke you don't believe in. Yeah. They be like,
you
don't believe that.
Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
remember every once in a while I try a crude joke. It's not dirty, and it's just crude.
Yeah.
And my audience, it never works. They're like, that's not you.
Yeah,
move on. That's not you.
I'm like you, man. I take chances. When I'm seeing things, I'm just like, let me try this joke out. It pops in my head. Let me just say it. Sometimes crickets. And sometimes it
crushes. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Depends the audience, but you feel it out, right?
Yep.
But bro, man, thank you so much.
Dude,
for
thank you, Romeo, man. My man.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Michael Yo.
Yeah. Crowd goes wild.
Woo. We'll see him at the Blue Notes.
Yes.